microphone. We made it! 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 Tonight is the final race to poetry of 2016.
End year 2016. How it started was forgettable, albeit I had someone to kiss. Death, destruction, hope, disappointment, depression, anxiety, unpredictable struggle, heartbreak, and heart tape. Mend those wounds over and over. This year showed me just how erratic life can be. Start with what could have been my family, end with my blood family, amongst all of my brethren. Many changes this past year, and I wish I had handled them better. I grew insecure and bitter at times, frightened of becoming irrelevant and nothing. I turned my love life into a revolving door. Oh man, this is personal shit. I never do this. I hope you know this is the one time of the year I'm going to do this. And I turned my love life into a revolving door, an ongoing audition. Spent a ton of this year wishing to be left alone with my goals, my dreams, and more. This year was not without laughs. It started out amazing, loads of fun, and steadily it got worse and worse, until eventually I made it better. I repurposed the nastiness into sick and twisted artwork. I utilized for entertainment's sake all the stress and strife of the world, of my world specifically. There's perfect inspiration. At some point in the year, I was a wanderer in the night, a searcher, craving something beyond my fingers, invisible forces I didn't want following me home. And there they were already, on the inside, pulling on my sheets, knocking at my door around the witching hour. I made a goal to share this terror with those who denied the possibility that maybe, just maybe, there was something waiting for us on the other side of the veil. I went hunting often, not with guns, with equipment. Throughout all my partners, none could compare to the shivers that ran from the top of my head down to the bottom of my toes. How far could I push myself before running? It took slamming gates, limping shadows drifting into dripping woods. This was no task for a loner. I made many attempts to express this fear. Failed projects, broken promises, hearts smashed to pieces. The supernatural was the only lasting partner. It was me, the dark, and whatever it was going bump. 2016 kept me on edge. It kept all of us there. The presidential election, all of it nasty. I had become the enemy. Questioning every side, the whole fucking thing, all the extremes, challenging everyone to a battle for the future. Twists and turns along this road to hell. We lost the election, we lost the country, and it's only getting worse. 2016 was a series of anxiety attacks. First, the many loves of my life, losing them, the pressure of love in the future. Next, the future of poetry night, the multiple open mics popping up like mushrooms, my regrettable arrogance, the slow decay that I thought was happening to my own weekly event. The illusion shattered. A deep breath. Look at all the pretty faces. A bar show gone terribly wrong. With me, horribly unprepared, a hateful night, unwanted. Still, I was there performing, even if nobody enjoyed it, including myself. It changed me. I had never felt rejected by an audience before. It was ridiculous. Oh man, I'm cocky. Alone even. I felt totally fucking alone. Empty on the inside. This overwhelming dread. Things go wrong again. Alcoholic friends never call. Always knock after midnight. Boom! Punched in the face through a window. Stress and paranoia. They're right across the street. They could come back. Gunshots in my neighborhood. Nights spent on the ground, listening for the screams. It's only me. Just one shot. Probably a firework. Probably not. Say, what's her name? We should have dinner. I always change my clothes, brush my teeth, and shave. It'll be fun. And then it will be done, and I will meet the next one. I lose my apartment. Not sure where I'm going. So much doubt. It's my world right now. Making videos and staying inside. I leave for errands and to perform at poetry night and other events. All right, there we go. But to finish this, here is a brief list of famous people who we have lost in 2016. David Bowie, Prince, Gene Wilder, George Michael, Muhammad Ali, fucking Carrie Fisher just died last night. Alan Rickman, Glenn Frey, David Harewood, Jimmy Bain, Frank Finlay, Terry Wogan, Keith Emerson, Guy Hamilton, John Barry, Anton Yelchin, Scotty Moore, Kenny Baker, aka R2 motherfucking D2, Arnold Palmer, aka that golfer, aka Lemonade, Ice-T, Leonard Cohen, Peter Vaughn, and John Glenn. And the 708 people shot by police, 173 African Americans, and a bunch of other. The next big number, this is the biggest number I have, is 470,000 people killed in Aleppo. Oh yeah, and one fucking gorilla and a million fucking memes about that gorilla. Fuck you, Harambe. Yeah. Alright. Oh yeah, and finally, American freedom is dying. All of our rights are on the chopping block as we enter the dark age known as the Trump administration. 2016 is almost dead. 4 more days. It is important we don't give up. Times are changing, and not how we want them to. Not yet. People will keep dying no matter what. All of us will one day pass on. Oh man. 2016 has been a precursor to what is coming. It is our duty to keep participating in our communities, to live skeptically and bring kindness with us wherever we go. We can keep this thing that is freedom of expression alive. This chaos, it is a muse. A better muse than any living person, no offense to people who have living people as muses. Because ideas never quit on us. They never roll over and stay in bed. Chaos invokes emotion, and that emotion can manifest through paintbrushes and pens, through words and dance. We have what it takes to survive 2017 and onward, to endure through this madness. And I am here with y'all. Y'all are here in it with me. We are not alone. And you, all of you, even those I am just now meeting, have made 2016 worthy of praise. For that I thank you. As well, thank you for your ears. Onward to the next year, 2016, go fuck yourself! Yeah. Your time has passed! We enter 2017 battle-torn and ready for anything. Thank you, everyone. We have a whole new... All right. mine. Okay, just a second. Look at this. I invite my brother to come and I'm nervous. Seriously, my brother's in town. He's awesome.
Hi.
Hi. Now, who did I sign up first? I believe I signed Steven up first. Steven! Woo!
Cheers. Happy New Year, you guys.
Happy New Year.
Here's the list of things. There's like,
That's great.
yeah, here you go, Zane.
What are you doing? That's where that goes.
What do I want to do for you guys? I love this place over here. It's really comfortable. You guys are awesome. It's cool that there's more than like 2 of us here. I'm going to try and do a memorized poem. I never do memorized poems. So I'm going to say, a feather, a beautiful coalescing, the harvester of magnificent cornucopias. Gathered and given up, the space they share, the leaves are falling to the soil to nourish the flight. A feather falling in flight forever. Leaves decay and roots take, the tree has been multiplied, golden staircase. It's one that sound can only glimpse. To see rungs of a ladder which never existed, notes of this golden feather. Falling in flight like the leaves, a symphony like the trees, a song from divinity. Echelon of quintessence, a fractals of feather in flight forever. Aloft to lift the light, echoes of the jettisoned seed. Okay, that's my memorized one.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Beautiful.
Okay, let's do something cool. Since I am an improv artist, so let's do, let me get some improv spontaneity.
Mashed potatoes.
Okay, let's keep going. More
Tropical
words.
beaches. Circular.
Alpacas.
Yo, I saw this alpaca on the side of a circular mashed potato, and I thought to myself, what was that, Idaho? Come on, I need more words. I did the mashed potato dancing to James' Poetics, and all of a sudden I found an alpaca. Shit. Okay, wait.
High
Okay.
pressure rim.
No, hold on. I'll give you like straight off the cuff again. And I pray you all grace and much courage and blessings to everybody who gets on stage, which is not necessarily easy. I'm going to go to my comfort zone, which is the spontaneity. And I'm going to have to speak a direction that's more manifest than even your perspective can even perceive. The relationships, even my dreams, and the divine mirror that's presented to me. I've lost my own cognition inside of my REM sleep. And I woke up again as I wiped the crusties out of my eyes. Try and find now my own mind. A day dreamt sleep walker talking inside of physiological renditions of a psychological perspective of this multidimensional coalescence. Still yet trying to find the colors of my own imagination. Spectrum full, flux falling, and now no longer fading, because my solace is no longer a glimpse of my sleep. Because now I enter this daydream, and more can say God bless and Happy New Year. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Happy New Year's. Because as far as I can see it, anyway, awesome improv, thank you. Fuck yeah, always. Jane, come on up here.
Yeah.
2016's already dead to me.
2016's already dead to me.
I think it's dead to me on January 2nd.
Really?
No. 2016's already dead to me.
Hi, I'm Jane.
You.
I have my tribute shirt to
Aww.
one of the best movies ever made in history. It's so hard to decide, but I'm going to go ahead and read from the book I'm writing called Ice Killer.
Yeah.
Sector 5A, doors closing, said the male voice. Manny, you got rocked? Ah, fuck you, fuck us, said Manny. He turned in the 8 by 10 foot cell while the bars and cement sounded the boom and clang as one. He took a quick puff, knowing that the chemical smell would go unnoticed, and then quickly lit a cigarette. He had the room alone for the time being. His roommate, Frankie, had been beaten to death last week. Bad shit. He went nuts on a guard, all amped out with little defense. Sometimes the ice is too much, especially in a weakened state already. Anything can set it off in a person. High on ice, second or third day, dehydrated, nerves shot, lack of any remaining gram of life-giving substance to be utilized, and losing all cognitive accuracy with a shot of random hyper-emotional buildup. And bam! Happens all the time. Just gotta be careful, know what you're doing, he thought to himself till he was bored to death. Only one channel, himself. Yes, he knew all too well. He thought again to return to that last night out. He had been cruising all night, drinking and smoking, then parked in a spot at Magic Sands. The bitch was just sitting there, smoking. Her tattooed legs, dramatic, with thick lines of waves and turtle honu. She sat there looking at him with an expectant stare. He reflected and thought, what was she doing? Why was she just sitting there like that, right when I drive up in the middle of the night and all? Shit, it's only Tuesday. Damn, what the hell time is it anyway? Actually, he felt stuck, as if his seat and back were attached, but then it was more like Charlie Brown having intention but no action. Only this wasn't a comic strip, little red-haired girl. Slowly sucking her lower lip, she sensed thickness in her tongue caused by the rum. She puffed the cigarette and let it drop. Standing, she turned and walked to the rocks, around and behind. Squatting, she thought and smiled. I know him. When she came back around the rocks, she saw that he was coming towards her with beers. Aloha, sister, want some? Drink with me, Ken. He kept moving, but inside he stopped dead in his tracks. On her face was a thinner version of the tat on her leg, waves swirling and all. She said, nah, I have mine, so let's talk though. You was my classmate. Mahala, yeah? He looked closer, trying to imagine her as a schoolgirl, laughing, looked down. Her feet were gorgeous. He loved feet. He looked away to the sea, saying, what's your name? Frida, she answered. I'm older, next grade up. You're so dark, he thought, then asked, who's your family? She explained that her mother was from Ka'u County, but had married a Philippine man and moved to Kauai. The man's family hated her and made him send her back. Mom said that it was because they like to eat turtle soup. Do you like to eat turtle soup, bro? She asked, searching his face. His eyes quickly looked from side to side, and he said, it's not my custom, no. Then he smiled. Well, he went on abruptly, I would like to sit over at that table there and drink some more beers, okay, sister? Frida? And he made to get up, rocking a little, help, saying, let's go over there and talk some more. They walked toward the umbrella-like branches of the how tree. She went to the water's edge, homage to Lono, lightly tossing drops of his element over her head. She whispered a prayer and stood, breathing his essence deeply. A few of the large flowers drifted from the branches overhead. One landed in her palm. She looked up to see him leaning against the trunk, smiling. The smaller branches still jiggled from his weighted nudge. Her ears perked at the laughing of a nearby gecko. The shore whooshed, rolling small rocks, a quiet clacking sound. She felt poised here in the moment of time, and it beckoned her to reflect on something she didn't know what. She was high. Dismissing the thought, she went closer by him. He pulled out the glass pipe and, watching her eyes, placed it in her hands. They smoked, and he asked her what was she doing here alone. She ignored his questions, sipping her rum, enjoying the intense quality of the night. She felt like a lonely cat in his arms, and he held her back a little, grasping her tightly at the back of her head. It pulled the skin of her face just a little, and her neck flexed. Oh God, he thought. He pulled a little too much, slipped, and grabbed her more firmly, but her back skidded on the lava, digging in just a little. Hey, she shouted, what the fuck? Shock and disappointment were on his face. Dumb shit, she laughed, helping him up. Walking behind her, he saw the blood flow and wiped at it with his shirt, saying, hold up a minute. She freaked, saying, you cut me? What the hell? Fucking bitch, you never know. No problem, forget it, let's relax. Bitch, he said. What the fucking hell was he talking to, she thought. You fucking ass, you hurt me. I curse you. Your Namakua won't know you. Fucking curses, he reached for her. She asked, you have kids? A woman? Nah, he answered. You lie, you fuck, I can smell them. What you care, I'm with you now, he said and pulled her close. He was tired of the games and she resisted. She spit right in his face, fire and scorn in her eyes. With that, the backhand slap leaped to her
Keep
mouth.
going, you can finish. It's fine, there's like 4 of us.
With that, the backhand slap leaped to her mouth, and she screamed and clawed for his eyes. Then he had to protect himself. The thud, the rock, her head lay still. Fucking shit. Loud voice said, hey, I saw that shit, I'm calling the cops. Ah, yes, he knew the kiss of the ice and the wicked pass had followed all too well. Lights out, called the guard. The light went down with a boom. Frida Honu, Ole Lani, Ke, Lo. Began a chant and danced next to herself. And another, kneeling, slapping a large ipu. The tattooed Honu wave moved like life and rhythm through his feet. His body jerked in its sleep, not waking. It reached his heart, increased its speed, just a little. She danced so close that he felt he could lick her belly. Suddenly her face was there, eyes in a rage. Turning hard, her hair whipping, stinging, cutting his skin with fire. His heartbeat raced now, unnaturally skipping with a flutter. It fell like a child, hitting the pavement, and looking up, he saw his Amakua, the eo, the Hawaiian hawk. Ku looked down, called out, ah! Dropping her feathers. He was left behind, the tail feathers waved, flapping up and down and away. And the body was rolled out on a stretcher, covered and destined for that last stop before the grave. It bumped on a knot in the floor, causing the shoulder to bounce up and over, showing the back of a large man with a strange Honu wave tattoo.
So, that being said, I have an email list, and I'll be passing this shit around after the show. Next up, we have Allie! How are you going up with her?
I'm just a lowly music sample.
Lowly.
He's holding my lyrics.
Aww.
Aww.
Well, take it away. You know, that's funny. Because, Will, you're after her.
Right?
actually.
Yeah. We'll just trade places.
Yeah, whatever. Rochambeau. Go crazy.
Alrighty, so it's called Lost Moments, and I am fucking nervous because I've never played a song in front of people ever. Woo! So here we go. Lately I've been wondering why I'm here. Lately I've been wondering when it will all get clear. Do you have a moment? I'd like to take a moment of your time. Do you have a moment to give me the rest of your life? We're all just wondering. We're all just wandering around. Do you have a moment? I'd like to take a moment of your time. If you had a moment, I'd give you the rest of my life. Lately I've been wondering why I'm here. Lately I've been wondering when it will all get clear. Put me in the back seat, put me in your arms. Either way I'll fall apart. Will I ever be strong? I'll never be strong. We're all just wondering. We're all just wandering around. Do you have a moment? I'd like to take a moment of your time. If you had a moment, I'd give you the rest of my life. We're all just wandering around. We're all just fucking around. Oh, do you have a moment? Like to take a moment. Do you have a moment? I'd like to take a moment of your life.
Oh, wow. Oh, that was beautiful. That was really good, too. You had quite the singing voice.
Yeah.
Woo! Oh, man. So, it's hard to say, you know, we had like fucking 30 poets tonight. It's insane. You know what's crazy? Audience. You outnumber us tonight. That's fucking awesome. You know? Thank you for showing your support. And to finish the 20 Shit Stained final poetry night of 20 Shit Stained, it's Will!
What?
Oh, I said it's Will. Well, there you go. Finishing the final thing.
So yeah, the one thing that you said before was to talk about your resolutions, which I made one. I made one resolution that I've been able to keep my whole entire life. I made it, I think, when I was somewhere around 12 or 13 or so. And I stole it from my dad. It was his idea. But that resolution is that I don't make any more New Year's resolutions ever fucking again. Because if I want to change, then the only way that that's going to come is if I want to. Not because it's fucking turning from December 31st to January 1st. It doesn't have a fucking thing to do with it. You're the only one in control of your own destiny and your actions and so on and so forth. With that being said, I've been going through an extremely stressful time in my life right now, and since there's this huge divide between the audience to poet ratio, most of you people probably haven't heard either of these. So, old poems. This one was written January 6, 2016, and is called Deadline, Dead Mind. Working on a deadline. Wish I could have wrote this shit ahead of time, but here I am, sinking into blinking lights in my brain span. I'm stuck as fuck. Maybe I ran out of clues or lost my muse, but seducing dueling, my muse always seems to come back eventually, sometimes too sporadically, other times practically radical, an effectual evaluation of my human limitation, more my human imitation. I imitate my father's fights, I relate to fire, burning lights, high-flying kites, overseeing beautiful sights, being a beautiful sight itself, all depending on your perspective, your objective, and how effective you were at being a captive. I wish I didn't act like I knew everything when I wrote, because I don't. Fuck no, I can barely believe that I can act like I know my asshole from my elbow, but I always try to learn more, try and absorb knowledge through my pores. Blessed be to the sacred spores, scores and scores, 4 floors of spores. In fact, the things I love are the things I've lacked. But not to detract from the matter at hand. This matter is a matter of demand, force and willpower. From when you want to cower, when life wants to devour you, and everything you've been building to, you just find more ceilings to break through. I'm a little bit too honest and a little bit too sarcastic, but I worry that no one will want us, and I know that's a little bit drastic, but the fact is that the spat was over before it even began. Begat the span of Clan v Clan, the land party of drones that no one knows about. Fuck, I know my flow is broken. I suppose that's from the liquor. I suppose that's from soaking in the liquor that's got my throat choking. I know I said I wouldn't drink, but when all you do is think, it helps. And it's always right there on the shelf, waiting for you to buy it, try it, size it up for your cup. You were just a pup when your father gave it to you and explained to you that this is just what adults do. It's cool. We're just being a bit silly. From drink spilling to brain cell killing, hoping to find a willing victim for our insecurities. When we should be cleaning our chakras of impurities, we defile them further, wondering if we serve her or if we serve Mein Fuhrer. My fatherland is a killing field. Maybe this is a sword I shouldn't wield, but I overthink and overfeel. What's the fucking deal? This life doesn't feel real, but I think that's the point. Nothing can stop me. I am Raw. Rant over. This is called The World is Waiting, written 11/3/15. With everything I've been going through and everything I've known, knowing you, my flow has been flowing true, blowing through the wind and then I'm gone. Capping another wind and then it's on. Donkey Kong, this short life seems so long, trying to find where I belong in this song called existence, hoping for some payoff and persistence, to build some resistance, to close the distance between me and the past tense, this tense and I. We go up to the sky, quite sky high, and kiss the moon, party in hellfire and dance in the monsoon. My poetry like a phonic sonic boom. Everything you will ever see is coming soon, so don't rush a single moment. Don't waste a single one on lament or dissent, because there's beauty in the present. I mean, you will. Everyone does, but the more you cut back, the more you attract the positive ions. And none of my poems so far have been good enough to die on, so I keep on keeping on and don't say shit like that. I know not what I speak, like a dumb bitch with eyebrows on fleek. I seek, but I don't know what I'm searching for. Sometimes it's like life is a fucking tour when it's just such a bore and everybody has some type of little score to settle or something to prove, a chip on the shoulder, and that is something that you should lose, because life is not a booze cruise, or maybe it is, hell if I know. Maybe it was created slightly less than the hell of that we know, but like everything, some people take it too far, causing scars they don't have to feel, because the bottles and the bars keep away what's real. But I want to get off this topic. I hope no one will object, but sometimes I get no respect. It's like some manliness I must protect. It's the part of me that thinks I'm a human defect in a sect of myself, so from myself I get sex. I'm my right-hand man, my #1 fan, my ride or die bitch, because I can't leave my ass in the ditch, so we'll ride together till one of us gets rich. Well, I'll hammer out the details later, because life has the death roll of a gator and a shitty flavor like a now and later, at least at the start. You get past the shitty part like the edges of a Pop-Tart, the center is waiting for your bite. For you to drop the fight and turn on the lights. It will help your plight that is mostly in your head. You imagine the bloodshed. The blood red seems so vivid, but you are nothing and everything. So incredibly 5'9", finite, and inconceivably infinite. The world is only waiting for you to wake up. Thank
Whew. Oh, wow. I agree with what you're saying about life. Hey, Will.
Yeah.
I agree.
Thank you.
With what you're saying about life.
Yeah.
It's true. You know, I've been thinking about it. You know, I was thinking, oh, it's like this. They're like, oh, it's a roller coaster. And I'm like, no. It's a roller coaster that sometimes it's on fire. And sometimes it's sinking.
And everything's on fire because you're in hell.
Yeah, and also because I played with matches on the roller coaster. It actually didn't work out as well as you'd think. Like, no, you gotta light a match. You know, it just blows out. Fuck! Bullshit. Yeah, exactly, but then this like bar blocking me. Person behind me is like, hey, my pizza's sitting back here. Stop that. I'm like, hey, fuck you, man. I got a terminal boredom.
I gotta smoke a cigarette on this.
I'm just smoking some cigarettes on this train. I'm also drunk. All right. Anyway, 20 should stay and it's over.
Yeah!
Almost. Fuck yeah. So I have this thing that I wrote out very quickly that is a list for emails.
Yeah.
Because to all you performers and even audience members who are interested, basically for performers, I'm gonna need if you're comfortable with it, poems that you read for that said night. Because then I can put subtitles in the annotation. And that'll make
Are you still working on a mic? Is the mic close on my mic?
oh yeah, that's right, I need to go home myself. Thing.
Hi.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know what's gonna happen with the mic, but I'll figure it out. You know, right now, we just have to stay in mind. And also, I just want to set up better examples for how else is using it and leaving it on for the whole weekend. I turn it off. I'm very good at turning things and people off. There is a difference. There's a fucking difference here. You know, just because I want to sit like a stool over the weekend doesn't mean I'm an object. It just means I have some odd jobs. And daughter, just this daughter, and that's stand up and done. Hope you guys over for the week.
Okay.
I will see you in 2017. Unless I run into you on the streets. Then I'll see you there.
No, but 2016 is over. It's over.
Yeah, I don't care
It's
if it's
2017 now.
Thank you all for coming out. Same time next week. Fuck yeah, I don't have to turn off the equipment. Because there's not any.